Hello and welcome to Backcountry Plants. Today I want to talk to you about spider plants, or, hold on, I practiced this one too, Chlorophytum comosum. So spider plants, super easy. One of the first beginner plants most people get when they start off. I got my little ones here. My really big giant ones are on my front porch so that they look great when you drive by my house. But believe it or not, all my spider plants started with a little tiny baby plant from my mother-in-law's garden. I went to visit her and I got one, brought it back, and then now I have them everywhere because they do make babies that are very easy to propagate. They like bright light, but if you're gonna put them outside, I wouldn't recommend full sun. It'll probably burn them up a bit. I live in Florida, so full sun here is pretty brutal. When you water them, I'm a finger sticker, so I always believe in sticking your hand in that pot, stick your finger down in there. If it's dry, about an inch or two down into the pot, go ahead and water it, even if the very bottom's dry. But they have very thick tuberous roots. In fact, some people are very surprised when they go to repot one for the first time because of how thick and tuberous their roots look. So it's a very forgiving plant. If you forget to water it, fine, water it, it'll do fine. The only thing that does tend to affect it is if you overwater it. Ironically though, you can grow them in water. I know you can see a couple of ends of root rot going on in here, but I use HydroGuard, which is an enzyme with bacteria in it that kind of eats any organic matter and helps the plant turn it into usable nutrients. But I wanted to show you this so you can see, like, they are totally easy to grow in water. If you're one of those people that doesn't know when to water your plants or it's hard to remember, this is a very convenient way to grow them. This species is the all green spider plant. It's one of my favorites. I actually acquired it. I got a little tiny baby in a cup from a plant swap I went to in the middle of nowhere. And now it's absolutely one of my favorites. And you can see they make little babies, and on the big ones I like to just stick them down in the dirt without taking them off the stem. Here's a good example. They have little babies on the ends of these stems, and the bottom of those little babies grows aerial roots, and you can snip them off and stick them in water, or snip them off and stick them back into the dirt, or leave them completely attached and stick them right back into the pot where they came from, and they'll just keep on growing and making your spider plant bigger and bushier. I actually started with this variegatum reverse spider plant from my mother-in-law. Of course, I didn't realize that these were reverse spider plants. I thought this was like the normal spider plant look with the white in the center and the green on the outside. It wasn't until I went to my stepmother-in-law's house that I saw her plants were the opposite. They have green on the inside and white on the outside. Of course, this is the actual, like, common spider plant, the zebra grass or the vitatum spider plant that you see most commonly everywhere. The ones back here are actually the reverse ones that have the variegated with the white in the center. They are sensitive to fluoride. So if you find that you're starting to get brown tips on the end of that, that's probably because you're using water straight from your sink, like tap water that's treated by a city. I tend to use rainwater. I have a really big above ground pool, and I'll use that sometimes because I know the chlorine and stuff is evaporated from it. If they're turning yellow, it usually means you're over watering. So cut back on watering. You may be able to save it if it's not too damp. You could try a repot if it's really bad. And if it's turning brown, it just means you're not watering enough. But otherwise, for the most part, they're very sturdy. They'll survive anything. I've had spider plants completely infested with spider mites. I've had them suffer all kinds of stuff, and they come through every single time and do just fine. In fact, one of the ones on my front porch is absolutely covered in bird poop, and I was worried about the acidity and the issues that might cause, but it's still kicking. In fact, it's probably doing better than the rest because of the fertilization. All right, go and get yourself a spider plant, and thank you for watching.